100%. Yes, yes, yes. I don't know, like the reasons are so many, I don't know how to start with. But yeah, like starting from posture, starting from being able to relax your muscles, to be able to learn how to breathe properly, that obviously is going to benefit into your weight training after. I don't know, the benefits of stretching, yoga are just so many. I think as well we tend to focus a lot on just body, that we forget about the importance of mind as well, which it literally works it bounds with your body. So yeah, it kind of like is the other benefits of being stretching and be just focusing on yourself, on your breathing, on your muscles, on engaging everything properly as well, which sometimes like we feel that, oh, yoga or stretching is just about like how far you can get the joints or how far you can get the muscles, but it's also as well about being able to properly engage those muscles and tense and be able to yeah, just creating more body awareness really as well. So yeah.
Kind of on the fence on this one. I think it's important. I like stuff like yoga, I like stuff like Pilates, I like things where you're stretching and you're trying to take the body into a bit of an extreme position as far as its flexibility, but for me, if you can't do a movement where you're going to full, like the most amount of flexibility of the muscle, but you're not doing it under load, it's not that useful for me. And that's why something like a straight leg deadlift for me is going to be, I keep on referring back to stuff like this, but like a straight leg deadlift where we're stretching the hamstring, that the fact that you've got weight that's pulling you towards the bottom of the movement, for me is just going to be a little bit more efficient than just stretching and just actually like pulling against yourself. I don't think that's bad by any means. I don't think that yoga doesn't have a place in weight training. I think it's really useful, but I would say that if I had to decide between the two, I would say that weight training is going to be more important than something like stretching or yoga. I don't think it's bad by, and I think in fact that both should be done. And I do stretches and I do dynamic stretches and stuff like that before my workout, and I do stretch not often enough, but after my workouts as well. But yeah, I do think that weight training is just going to be a little bit more beneficial as far as the amount of time you're putting into it versus what you're getting out of it. I just think you're getting a little bit more bang for your buck with weight training rather than stretching and flexibility in yoga.
Well, I think that most of the exercises that we do for weight training require a lot of mobility and a lot of flexibility. Like let's say just for example on a squat, like if you don't have the mobility on your hips or for example, it's impossible that you're ever going to be able to deep squat. Yeah, how do you teach that? Just loading the person?
Well, the thing is, I think there's, again, if you know, that sounds like I'm being rude now, but if you know how to coach people correctly, you can get people into the position that they need to be in for the movement and improve their flexibility at the same time. So,
well, then you're working, you're agreeing, because you don't need to be lying down on the floor or like with candles and like music, you know what I mean? But you're still coaching them into a position which implies flexibility and mobility.
It implies flexibility, but I'm saying that within the context of weight training, because I think that like you can get the benefits that you get from yoga and stretching and stuff like that within weight training, but you can't get the benefits of weight training in yoga. You can't get the same amount of benefit. Like I can get someone into the right position in a squat by using physical cues, like getting them to sit onto a box or whatever, teaching them where they need to be sitting and putting weight on their back and not pushing them into that position, but getting them more and more comfortable with it. And yes, I think yoga and stuff like that can help you towards that, but unless you're loading up with weight, I'm not sure how well it would translate into day-to-day life. I think for something like loading your back up and loading up for your quads and your knees and stuff like that with squats, it's going to be a little bit more useful.
Well, of course, I think it's just find the balance. It's not one or the other. It's definitely both. You know, you need both. What I like to transcend to my clients and the people I'm teaching is like, Don't come here to the gym and just focus on lifting heavy weights and just focus on your technique. No, also focus on a nice warm-up, a nice mobility before starting, which is definitely going to help you to squat deeper. It's definitely going to help you to not hurt yourself while training. Plus, please always stretch, relax your muscles, calm down, cool down after your session. And for me, it's as important. If you have 2 hours for training, I will definitely dedicate half an hour before training, 1 hour training, and another half an hour just to cool down and stretch and relax your mind as well.
So I think that's where just the ratio would be a little bit different for me, where I would spend maybe 15 minutes warm up, cool down, stretching, and then I'd spend an hour and 45 minutes lifting weights, because as far as the amount of calories you're burning, as far as the amount of muscle that you're going to be building, and I know that muscle building isn't necessarily what everyone's looking for, but like if you're just looking to get the most out of your training sessions, if you're doing a quick warm up on the treadmill or whatever and a quick stretch and then get under the bar, get the weights moving and then a 10-minute cool down and stretches or whatever at the end, I think it's going to be a little bit more efficient than getting just an hour of weightlifting and half an hour cool down, half an hour warm up.
Yeah, I guess always depends on what's your goal.
Yeah, it depends on goal
as well.
Yeah. So again, it's obviously into individual differences, and I don't think we're that different on this one. I think they're both very useful. I just think that there is one that's a little bit more useful than the other. But she's 50-50.
Thank you for watching this video. I believe that we all should be able to move pain-free and use our body in its full potential. Goals and approaches can be different, but one thing is the same for everybody. We have to take our first step on our fitness journey. If you have any unanswered questions, you can leave it in the comment section, and you can find all the details, all the information in the description below. I'll catch you in the next one. Train complete. Train complete.